guys, this is Maffer with another Minecraft video. So I'm super excited today to bring you Factions Capture the Flag. This is a brand new, cool event that can be hosted on any Minecraft faction server. It ups the level of fun of Minecraft factions, and it determines once and for all who the most powerful faction on the server is. Best of all, it doesn't require any support from admins or staff. Any player can organize this event. So I'm going to show you just right now how to organize a Minecraft Factions Capture the Flag event on your server. First off, you need one trusted player or staff member to organize the event. This person is responsible for creating the flags and handing them out to the participating factions. Now, in this case, a flag is actually a written book, like the one I've got in my hand right here. It says Afro Circus Flag. And inside each written book is a secret code that only the organizer knows. For example, here we have the secret code Red Rutabaga. If someone captures a flag, they're going to learn that secret code, and they can simply use the in-game mail system to send that secret code to the organizer as proof that they've captured a flag. Easy peasy. The organizer may require participants to contribute to a prize pot in order to take part in the event. The prize pot will be divvied up amongst those who are able to hold or capture flags. This limits the number of factions that take part in the event, which makes it easier to organize and to manage. Each faction then chooses the location for their flag. Once that location is chosen, it cannot be moved. The organizer may require that the location be in a natural state, in other words, without a pre-existing vault. The organizer then captures the exact X, Y, and Z coordinates of the flag, keeping them secret for now. For example, let's say we wanted to use this spot right here to hold our flag. The organizer can hop up here, and using F3 can identify the exact X, Y, and Z coordinates of the flag. Once the location of the flag has been set, the organizer simply claims this chunk, hopping up and using F-claim in order to grab this piece of land, and then F-access to grant access to the defending faction so that they can build on this land, like so. At this point, the defenders are welcome to start building defenses for their flag on the chunk itself, and also to claim surrounding chunks and add defenses there too. The organizer goes from faction to participating faction, identifying the exact location of every flag, and claiming the chunk that it resides within, also making sure to grant access to each defending faction for their own flag. At this point, the participating factions have a limited amount of time in which to build defenses for their flag. That can be minutes, hours, days, whatever the organizer set. Once that time is up, the organizer goes from flag to flag and removes the access of the defenders to that location. That effectively locks the flag in place. If the organizer's faction is also taking part in the challenge, then the organizer can use F-access to remove even his own faction's access to this chunk, leaving only his own access to it. At that point, the game is on. All the organizer has to do is publish the locations of all the flags in some public area, probably on a website or forum or someplace like that, maybe even in a YouTube video. At that point, everyone is going for everyone else's flag and needing to defend their own flag. Non-participating factions, of course, will know the locations of these flags and probably try to take them as well. It's the job of every participating faction to do their very best to defend their flag as long as they can. The game lasts for a set time. That could be hours, days, or weeks, depending on what the organizer's chosen. And for every single flag that a participating faction captures, they're going to get 1 point. And for defending their own flag, if that flag remains in their chest undisturbed, they'll get another point. Ultimately, the prize pot will be divided amongst the participating factions at the end of the contest based on how many flags they control, including their own. For example, if each participating faction had to contribute $1 million to the prize pot in order to take part in the contest, then each flag is worth $1 million. So if you successfully defend your own flag and capture the flags of, say, 2 other factions, once the tournament comes to an end, you'd get $3 million out of the prize pot. Non-participating factions aren't eligible to receive anything for any flags they may capture. However, if they're smart, they'll probably want to sell those flags to participants. And participants with lots of money or other resources or influence may use those resources or influence to buy the help of non-participating factions, thus giving them the edge. Hey, this is factions after all, right? Ultimately, whichever faction gets the most flags at the end of the contest is considered to be the most OP powerful faction on the server. That's pretty much it. Really, all we're doing is we're just having specific flags in specific locations that cannot be moved, and these flags are worth a specific amount. And participating factions are striving to defend them if they're their own flag, or take them from each other. The only other questions that remain are things like what about destroyed flags if someone accidentally gets their flag blown up? Well, that flag is removed from play in terms of dividing shares up amongst participating factions. Of course, the defender gets no share from that flag because it's gone. There's also questions about different versions of factions. For example, earlier versions of factions didn't have F access. Instead, there was F owner, which was a similar command. You can do most of the things with F access with F owner, but you may have to do other things, like, for example, having the organizer check periodically just to make sure that all the flags are still in play. Using F access removes this as a liability. Also, what about cheating or glitching? Well, it's really up to the organizer how those circumstances should be handled. It seems reasonable that if any faction has a member that's found cheating, glitching, for example, into a base or something like that, that faction can be disqualified from further participation, which means they're not eligible to get any of the winnings from the prize pot. That certainly should discourage cheaters. And what about that top faction? What about an award? Well, it's certainly reasonable for the factions who are participating to chip in and to buy an award of some sort, maybe another star, perhaps named with some most OP faction name or something like that, that the winner can then hang on their wall as a trophy for having done so well. And that's about it. I'm about to organize a Factions Capture the Flag event on mnb.net right now, and I'll be posting videos of all the action. So let's see how it goes. If you decide to organize an event on your server, please drop me a comment. I'd love to know how it turns out. And if there are any improvements that can be made to these rules, I'd love to hear those as well too. Thanks everybody. Bye.